Welcome to Timor-Leste, the youngest country in Asia and one of the least visited in the world.
Timor-Leste, you can't really see it. That up there is the Timor-Leste flag.
Just off the coast, on Atauro Island, is believed to be the most biodiverse coral reef system on Earth. But because so few people come here, there's almost no information online about how to reach it. So I came here with nothing planned and one goal: find my way to that reef and dive it. From Dili, I had to figure out how to get to Atauro Island.
Now, do we have a boat there? We do not. Do we have accommodation there? We do not. Do we know where we're going to go scuba or snorkeling? We do not.
I asked my hostel host how to book a ferry or a boat, and they just said, you can't. You just show up in the morning, go to a small ticket booth, and hope they're running that day.
We're going to make our way to Atauro Island, and we're going to swim in the most diverse reef in the entire world. We spoke to one dude, and he said that it's down this way, where we need to buy a ticket. And I think that might be the boat. That's the ticket box. Here we have the ticket which gets us to Atauro Island.
I walked onto this big cargo ship, which I just assumed was the right boat. I asked one of the workers, Atauro? And he just nodded. Turns out I was the first person on the boat. I was just really early.
So this is the boat to the island.
Now, if you know me, you know I travel with minimal planning. I managed to book my accommodation as I got on the boat and got the last hostel with a free bed.
It's the Atauro Dive Resort.
As soon as I sat down, I passed out. When I woke up 3 hours later, this was the view. Atauro Island sits inside the Coral Triangle, which is often called the Amazon of the ocean. This region has around 76% of the world's coral species. Marine biologists have recorded over 600 species of reef fish around Atauro alone. And in some survey sites, they found more fish diversity here than anywhere else ever measured. So when people say this might be the most biodiverse coral reef system on the planet, it's not just a travel rumor. It's one of the most important marine ecosystems in the world. And yet, almost no one comes here. No big tourism industry, no resorts, no easy travel guides. It's remote, untouched, and incredibly intriguing, which is exactly what brought us here.
Welcome to Atauro Island. Right now. Alright, that's alright.
When we docked, I stepped off the boat, not really knowing what to expect.
First impressions of the island.
There is nothing here. No shops, no Wi-Fi cafe, no tourist strip. It's literally just a dirt road, a handful of houses, and the ocean. And instantly my brain went, oh no, what am I doing here? If anything happened out here, I'd be screwed.
Right, the problem is we have no clue where to go. Alright, we'll manage. We're just gonna walk it. So, this is the island. Quite a remote island. It's 450 meters down this dirt road, which is right off the boat that we just got off just there. But that truck has managed to somehow get off. And hopefully we're going to the right spot.
The dive resort I booked turned out to be a little cluster of bamboo huts by the water. No aircon and a fan that felt more symbolic than functional. But honestly, it was perfect. It was literally the only spot on the island left.
We have the sink outdoors, but here we are. This is the bathroom. So down that hole is literally just the hole. Over here is the shower. There we go. Oh, okay. That's the shower. Oh, oh hello. I was not expecting that. Let's see how it is. Okay. Well, this is a beach. Somewhere. This is Atauro Island. And that is a beach resort.
We came here to dive, and that's what we're going to do. Simple. Before diving the next day, I wanted to get a feel of the ocean here. So I borrowed some snorkel gear and headed straight for it.
And I have to get out to that buoy all the way out there. Now it goes through a channel which is like deep, you can't get to the bottom.
Another traveller told me there were two reefs, the shallow one close to shore, and then another, even more incredible one, about 400 meters out.
Okay, let's go. I don't know if we're gonna make it there, but we'll go along. Check out when we get to the deep. So it looks like that's where it drops off, but we got to work out how to swim across that, and that buoy does not actually look any closer, but hey, we'll get there. Except I don't know, that's kind of deep.
Between them, there's just nothing. A straight drop into deep blue. I've never really thought of myself as someone who's scared of the ocean, and I think I'm quite a confident swimmer. But when you get out there and you're floating above pure depth, something hits you. It's not panic, more like a reminder of how small you really are. Eventually, the reef behind me disappeared, and there was no sight of the reef in front of me. But we were here for a reason, the plot. So I pushed on. After tirelessly swimming for such a long time, the second reef finally appeared beneath me, and it was worth every second of discomfort.
I've never swam that far out of land before. As you can see, we made it to the coral on the other side. This was fun. That was hard to get across. Like, it was nothing there. It was quite scary. I don't think I'd ever do that again. Oh wait, I've got to go all the way back.
After taking it all in, the real challenge was getting back. I was tired, I was fatigued, I didn't know where I was going. By the time I reached shore, I was done, completely exhausted. I'd now seen what I came here for, now we get to go even deeper.
We're finally touching sand. Oh my goodness. That was probably over an hour of literally just swimming. Now, that was just the preview. What's really exciting is what's happening tomorrow, which is actually scuba diving. But yeah, we did it. That's the mainland as well. That's Dili, all the way down there. Yeah, back on the island, which is great.
Sleep was questionable that night. The fan in my room was basically just moving warm air around. And Atauro gets hot. Timor-Leste has a much drier climate compared to the likes of Bali or Thailand. The landscape is more open and exposed, similar to Northern Australia. So when the heat shows up, you know it's there. Still, we pushed on. We weren't here to be comfortable. We were here to die. With a light breakfast, we geared up and headed out to meet the dive crew. We sorted out our equipment, loaded the tanks onto the boat, and set off from the shore. The first and last time I had gone diving was in Thailand only a few months before, when I got my open water. Although quite recent, the nerves were kicking in. I was by far the least experienced on the boat, with the average dives of everyone around me over 100. I at least felt I was in good hands if anything went wrong. There were two dive sites we wanted to check out. At the northernmost part of the island, the Akrema Wall and Fish Spa. The ocean was calm, and the water was incredibly clear. We made our way towards the dive site. The nerves, the excitement, they were through the roof. It was finally time. Unreal. Under the surface, the ocean here is truly alive. The coral grows slowly, layer by layer, built by tiny living organisms, feeding the fish that feed the reef, that feed everything else. Everything here depends on everything else. Fish move in every direction at once, but nothing feels chaotic. It's like the whole reef is breathing together. The colours don't look real at first. Blues that fade into greens, orange coral tips, shadows where the shelf drops off. It's the kind of detail you only notice when everything else is silent. And down here, you really do feel small, but not in a lonely way. More like you're being let in on Earth's secrets. Places like this don't ask for attention. They just are, existing in balance as they always have. Every coral, every fish, every current has a role. Nothing tries to be more than it is, nothing takes more than it needs. And somewhere in that quiet, you realize, what would a world look like where everything supports everything else? A community built on patience, rhythm, and understanding. Being here really shows how fragile this all is. Atauro has stayed this way because the people who come here already understand the ocean. They move slowly, they don't leave anything behind, and they respect that we're guests. But the reality is, not every reef gets treated like this. We've seen what happens when ecosystems are pushed past their limits. For example, the Great Barrier Reef, where rising temperatures and runoff have caused mass coral bleaching. Coral isn't just scenery, it's the foundation of the entire food chain. When coral dies, the life around it disappears too. And the tough part is knowing that we play a role in that. The plastic we drop, the things we buy, the waste we ignore, it all plays a part. Protecting places like this don't start out in the ocean. It starts at home, in the small day-to-day choices, reusable over disposable, not littering, supporting conservation where we can, and just being more aware of the impact we have on this earth. And the thing is, that effort matters. Atauro is proof of that, a place where the reef is still alive, still vibrant, still full of movement, because enough people cared enough to treat it right. We don't get oceans like this by accident. We get them by choosing to care, especially in the small moments that don't feel like they matter. And being here, you feel just how much they do. I'll pass to Kalim on the beach to finish the video off. Thank you.
That was absolutely unreal. Swimming in that reef, as you would have seen, was incredible. We were able to see many different fish. We saw some sea turtles, which I don't think I captured very well on the camera. A couple guys saw a dugong. The rest of the group saw a shark, but I unfortunately missed it. That was Atauro Island, everybody. Thank you all for coming along. Thank you for checking out the island with me. Subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.